Hello, flesh creatures. This episode is going to be about lazy customs. First one here, I thought I was really clever with this one. I like this character. Well, not the character. I like this Rook that they came out with for the Combiner Wars Defensor. He's I guess every team sort of got a new member for some reason. So Protectobot's got Rook, and he's a pretty cool like SWAT armored car, I guess. And but you know, he's not a Protectobot that we know. So I thought, hey, wait a second, he's got 6 wheels. He rolls. I can make a custom roller out of this. So here's how you do it. Roller. Yeah. Of course, you could paint it. As I say, I thought it was quite clever for coming up with this, but I was just on the internet now, and I realized that well, somebody's already done this, and they've painted it blue, and also Takara is doing it. They came out with this wandering roller. It must be a trademark thing. So yeah, I think that's only coming out in Asia, or rather, I think it's only coming out in Japan, because it looks like it's part of some funky combiner set. I'm not sure exactly, but anyway, I thought that was cool. I mean, it's hard to accept a new character when you're a crotchety old G1 curmudgeon like myself, so yeah. So as a roller, it's pretty good. Next lazy custom. This is the first lazy custom I made. Treadshot, who was he was a BotCon guy. This is of course the Jazz mold, and he's Treadshot, and he had a Decepticon logo there, so I stuck an Autobot logo faction symbol on there, and now he's Nightbeat. I think he looks kind of like Nightbeat. Yeah, I recently became a big fan of Nightbeat because he's kind of a cool character in the comics, and I didn't know anything about him back in the 80s, but I think this is a good stand-in. The face looks, you know, kind of reminiscent. Probably could use a paint job, but otherwise the color scheme is pretty close. And they were going to make a Nightbeat out of this mold, but then for some reason or another they changed their minds, and instead we got a Bumblebee remold of Nightbeat. And I like him so much, I bought 2, but I guess I'm the only one, because this only cost me like $5 on clearance. This one I just did some paint. I put some red here, painted over the yellow a little bit, silver here. These look like headlight. I don't know, not headlights. Anyway, gave him a different gun. This is RC's gun, and I painted his face. So I painted his face orange with a lighter orangish yellow on the outside there, and this piece here I ordered from Shapeways. It just snaps in place there, kind of loosely, so I think I've glued it. Yeah, I super glued it in place since then because it kept falling off. Should stay there during transformation, I think. And yeah, oh, I goofed here. I put some lacquer thinner on there to try to remove some paint that I regretted putting in here, and yeah. Oh, so also I folded up, you know, this is the Bumblebee transformation, but I just folded these in. You can also have them, I've seen somebody just have his arms hanging down like that. I think this looks pretty good. As I say, I became a bit of a Nightbeat fan, and I also picked up, some time ago, this Collectors Club Timelines Nightbeat. This is from a few years back, before I knew what was going on, but this version of him is a really nice Aston Martin DB7, I think. Anyway, pretty cool. The original one was a Porsche, and I can't afford to get one of those because to get one complete with the Headmaster is ridiculous. Although I saw one for $5 the other day, but of course, you know, it was in really rough shape and had no Headmaster. So this guy, I'll just show you quickly. This is how it comes packaged. So yeah, there's his face. I think they did a pretty good job of molding it, so I think with the right paint, looks pretty good. I've seen him in the comics with both a red visor and a blue, sometimes silver, like he's silver here, so take your pick, I guess. I thought he was fine with the red, although I guess most Autobots do have blue eyes. I guess you could quickly just change this guy well, not really here to show off Nightbeat, but yeah, it's a pretty decent car, pretty chunky. Oh, look at that price tag. Is that what I paid for this? Anyway, some weird weapon there. I'll pack that up later. Nice box. I like that too. Oops. By the way, there's an upgrade kit coming out for this guy that's better than this Shapeways business here, and it replaces this chest piece, and I think it comes with something else too, and it is called Untraceable. Okay, I can't remember, so it's called this, and yeah, I just changed his gun. Anyway, yes, and he has fake wheels on his feet for some reason. I don't know why, but I painted them, so maybe he has 6 wheels too. Maybe he's Roller Beat, Night Roller. Okay, what else have I got here? Lazy Customs. I have 2 Ratchets to show you. This is the Prime version. I really wanted a Ratchet in my collection. This is the movie version. So here's what happened. We don't have a good Ratchet. Well, we have a Masterpiece on the way now, but we didn't at the time. I found this fellow on Facebook who had molds of this G1 style Ratchet head, which is really quite cool. I would have looked it up so I could refer you, but these were the last ones he made. Well, by the time I found his profile or listing or mention of this, he'd already stopped making them. But I contacted him and just in case, and he did have a couple left, so he sent them to me. I bought I bought 2 when he sent me all the last 3 he had, so I was quite lucky to get them. I don't know what to do with this 3rd one, but anyway, I found this movie Ratchet. It was quite cool. I like this mold. I actually bought. It's one of the few movie figures I bought in red, and then I found out, oh, in Japan you can get the this white version, which actually looks like an ambulance. So I did, and of course I swapped his head. I don't actually mind the movie head, but anyway, this was going to be my stand-in Ratchet. So I painted him, and I drilled. As you can see, that's just a solid piece. So I had to drill this bottom of the head out, and then I got some thin plastic here to use as a bottom plate for the head, because this has to go around a peg, or rather a ball, and then I just put a little plate on the front and back with a notch cut in it to keep it in place. It's pretty loose. It's not great, but it's fine. It serves its purpose, and it stays fine for transformation. So that was my stand-in. Then I picked up a Prime version, which I think is maybe a little more suitable and more probably more ambulance-like, since that was a Hummer. And all I did was this one, just put some red here, put the faction logo here, and did the same thing with the head, except this one I was able to use the existing head's attachment. It had a ball in there. I think I just took the original head off and reshaped that peg so that it would fit this, and again glued it in place into the sort of square hole that I was able to make there. Now I'm going to touch up this paint, because white and yellow, of course, are the most difficult colors to paint because they're so light, and you have to just go on so many coats. But I found something really useful. This was a revelation, and I almost made a video about this alone. Nail polish. I used to work with oil paints, little testers ones, when I was a teenager, and then I moved into acrylics because they're easier to work with. I went back and tried an oil-based testers, yellow and white recently, and they weren't any really. I don't think they were any better as far as coverage goes. But then it dawned on me to try nail polish, and this stuff is bloody amazing. It's pretty thick. It's very noxious and nauseous. So don't be like me and just hover your face over it and inhale these fumes when you're painting. You probably want to have the window open or wear a mask like they do in the nail salons. Not that I would know. But anyway, this stuff works great. You can just do like 1 coat of white paint over something and it will work wonders. Maybe 2. But yeah, brilliant stuff. And of course it's easy to take care of. There's a brush right on the, the lid. You just take it out, brush it on, put it back on. Easy. Bob's your uncle. Only has that because I dropped the damn thing on the floor like an idiot. But yeah, from now on, white and yellow, I'm gonna use nail polish. You know what? Nail polish is expensive. I mean, probably you're a guy if you're watching this and you don't know that, but man. By the way, this guy has ankle tilt, which is pretty good for a prime figure. Pretty good. I like this figure. It's got the fake doors here. This is the, I think this is the Japanese. No, it's not. Ah, look at that. I colored the windows with a Sharpie. More lazy customizing. Anyway, while I'm on the topic of nail polish, get yourself some clear glaze. Yeah, I was able to pick these up for about $5 each, which is cheap because everything else was like 10 to 15. Makeup is ridiculous. So when you see a pretty girl, you better appreciate it and compliment her because she's probably broke from buying makeup. Anyhow, the clear stuff is used, well, for protection, but also for fixing loose joints. I think I mentioned it before, or you probably heard it somewhere. If you had a loose ball on socket joint, for example, or any kind of swivel like this, take it apart. If this were loose, for example, I would take this off. Like so. Okay, if I were a man and had strength, I would take this off, and then I would use this and brush on a coat of clear polish, and that makes it thicker. Put the ball back on, the joint back on, and it's tightened up. I did that for Apollyon, and it worked pretty well. Oh, and I also made a little modification to the hands and feet. I saw this on Facebook, I think. Somebody had modified this, and it looks pretty good. I mean, as hands, these aren't terrible. The Combiner Wars hands. I don't like them as feet. I don't think there's any. They're just way too small. But as hands, so this one had. I should show it. So it's kind of like this. This is the one from Rook, but this one had similar protrusions they all have. So yeah, I just cut it off with the Dremel, being careful not to hit the fingers, so it can only go up just close to the hinge here, and that allows the fingers to move farther out, because normally you can only get them that far. So this allows them to go farther, and without these little weapons sticking off the end, it looks a bit more natural, a bit more like a hand. Again, it's not perfect, but if you don't want to shell out for the perfect effect hands and feet, then that's another option for you. Maybe you can just slice those off, or maybe you like those. I don't know. To each their own. And these hands aren't perfect either. These could be a little, maybe fatter. I don't know. I don't think they had to bother doing the transformation thing. I personally don't need my hands and feet to transform. But the perfect effect upgrades do go a long way to enhancing the combiners. Especially the Bruticus ones. They've made a different style. But yeah. So there's something else you can do. And look at this! It's Thunderwing. No, wait, it's Thunderhawk from Mask. Yeah, this is a Repo Label set put onto a knockoff Cliffjumper. It's a knockoff because he's got this special head. Yeah, this is a nice Repo Labels kit. If you're a fan of Mask, like moi, I actually have my original Thunderhawk. See, it says Thunder on the license plate there. This is a label. Really cool. I had to have that. Okay, last one is my custom. Get out of here. Custom Mirage invisibility field. So here's the Classics Mirage I picked up recently, which is awesome. This is one of those ones I passed over at retail because I wasn't really into collecting at the time, and regretted it ever since. Managed to find a loose one that ages 3 and up for, geez, I think I got this guy for $15, something like that, maybe 20. Great deal. He has ankle tilt too, just the spoiler, but it works. Look at that, Witwicky, spark plugs. And anyway, so you remember the cartoon when he went invisible, he would draw this like rectangular prism over himself? You know, kind of like this. Ta-da! Yeah, okay, so go to the dollar store and pick up something that comes in one of these cheap, clear packages. You can get, this one is from a tape dispenser that was shaped like a soccer ball, and it cost $3. There's also a pack of little serving cups in the party decoration aisle for like weddings and stuff. It came in a similar box that was slightly smaller than this, I think, and that was like $2. Actually, I guess it wouldn't have fit. So yeah, and if I ever pick up a Mastermind Sphinx, I think this should fit him too. It ought to. Anyway, yeah, dollar store. And of course I just cut one end out of it and took the price tag off. So, that's all my lazy customs for today. I hope you enjoyed that. And now I'm going to go play with my new lug nut. See you next time. Transfixed!